If you're an eBay seller and you want to make more money, you need to hire employees. Let's talk about it. My name is Max. This is my 90-day total on eBay, and I have multiple employees for my eBay business because it makes me more money in less time. This video will go over two sound principles as to why you need to hire employees, and then we can go over exactly how to find these employees to help you make more money. I see so many eBay content creators and eBay sellers out there spending the vast majority of their time listing, shipping, and dealing with eBay customers. Listing, shipping, and dealing with eBay customers do not make you the most amount of money. Buying the right product does. eBay sellers have the skills of product knowledge, negotiation, and how to spot good deals. This is what eBay sellers are good at. eBay sellers tend to be visionaries and entrepreneurs, not so much operators who find joy in the day-to-day. So I don't understand why eBay sellers spend the vast majority of their time in the day-to-day of listing and shipping. This is what I've noticed over the years of being on YouTube and running a community of eBay sellers. So it totally confuses me as to why eBay sellers spend 80% of their time doing the stuff that makes 20% of the money. We need to reverse that, and let's talk about how, and that leads us to our first principle, the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle states that 80% of the outcome comes from 20% of the work. To put this into eBay terms, 80% of your profit comes from 20% of the daily activities that you do. This 20%, typically sourcing inventory. Let me explain how I use the Pareto principle for my business so that I can maximize the amount of time I spend doing that 20% of work that brings in 80% of the profits. For me, I make most of my money from sourcing the right product. This includes spending time on Facebook Marketplace, spending time making local connections, and growing my business through outreach. This includes Facebook ads that I am working on. I do not make my money from driving to pick up deals. I do not make my money from listing these deals, and I do not make my money from shipping these deals. I make the vast majority of my money from finding great inventory, and that's what I'm really, really good at as an eBay seller. Just like you. If I have to spend all of my time shipping and listing, that decreases the amount of time I spend on income generating activities. So I hire it out. I hire out people to do the driving for me, and I hire out people to do the photographing and shipping for my business. I pay a friend $50 an hour to do all the driving, the pickups, the photographing, and shipping. I can afford to pay $50 an hour because my items are very high profit and don't take that much time, as well as my friend does an incredible job and deserves the $50 an hour. In the last video, I talked about how I made $3,000 from flipping one appliance outside of using Facebook Marketplace and eBay. I paid employees to coordinate delivery. I paid employees to package that delivery. In that deal in specific, it saved me 4 hours to go do what I want, which can either be business related or fun related. To talk to the thrift store and low ticket item sellers out there, you guys make all of your money from sourcing. You do. It is a fact that you use your knowledge of brands and what items to sell to make more money. Imagine if you could source 5x more because you don't have to list and ship. The average profit for you thrift store sellers is probably $15 to $25. You can pay an employee $25 an hour to list and ship your items if you are spending 8 to 10 hours on that per week. If you spend 8 to 10 hours a week doing that work, you can pay an employee $25 an hour to do the exact same work for you. That gives you 8 to 10 hours a week to go out and buy more inventory, 8 to 10 hours a week to make connections and grow your business, or 8 to 10 hours a week to go out and do things you want to do, get lunch with friends, go for a hike, see the sunset, anything like that. Paying someone to do the minute tasks in your business will give you more time to enjoy life or make more money. Using your knowledge that you've gained over the years of being a reseller will make you more money than $25 an hour. I guarantee it. And that leads us to our next principle. And this comes from a buddy of mine, Brian Lubin, the owner of Action Academy. Passivity comes on the other side of process, people, and profits. We all hear about passive income and everybody wants it. Everyone strives for it, but it just doesn't exist. If you want passivity in your eBay business, you need to have processes, people, and profits in place so you can work less. To start, the easiest one is people. Finding someone to help you out with those low dollar an hour tasks, such as listing, shipping, and photographing, that is the easiest part. One of my favorite examples is from the YouTube channel Chase After the Right Price. This guy's a big video game seller. He started as a one-man show, and now he has a team of 6 to 7 people helping him out with his reselling business. It buys him more time to go work on higher level activities. For him, this is making more content and thinking about ideas to grow the business. His employees run the day-to-day of sourcing, listing, and shipping. That gives him all day to focus on how to get more inventory, how to get better margins, and how to grow his business. That should be the goal for all of us resellers, to focus on the high dollar an hour tasks. However, in order to get these people, they need to have processes in place so everyone's on the same page and no mistakes are made. Everything is learnable. You learned how to get where you are today. If you learned it, you can teach it. And if the employee quits to go do it on their own, great, that's no problem. You just didn't pay them enough or set the vision big enough for them to want to stick around. Teach them to list, ship, and even source so that you can go be the CEO and work on CEO level tasks, such as growing your business and thinking about how to increase profits. For me, as an eBay business owner, hiring out people allows me to focus on a couple things. It allows me to connect with local business owners. It allows me to find new items to flip that have higher profits and higher margins. And it allows me to grow and work on my community, Master Marketplace. By far the best community for Facebook Marketplace to eBay resellers. We now have over 150 badass resellers sharing wins, losses, and everything learned along the way. If you never want to lose money on a flip, and if you want access to all the information you need to be successful, first link in the description, we'll try to make you $1,000 in that first month. But in order to get those processes, you need profits to pay these people. Make sure your business is making enough money first. Make sure that you are making enough money per hour where you can hire someone out to do that same activity. How do you make more money? It comes down to your ability to find great profitable inventory. That, plenty of resources to learn on. Now, how do we find these employees? I have movers, repair people, and drivers for my eBay business. Movers and repair people were found on Thumbtack. Thumbtack is a great resource for any gig employee, cleaning, moving, repair. I get multiple quotes for each job until I found a guy to become my regular who afforded me the best deals, was always around, and I pay him well because he does a good job and he puts me first. For all the back-end eBay stuff like photographing and shipping, I pay a friend to do that. This friend has a full-time job and wants to make some extra income on the side. I schedule my pickups around their schedule so that they can get it done on their time. I'm sure you have someone in your life that wants to make some extra cash on the side. Whoever that is that you are thinking of right now, reach out to them if you are in the place to hire employees, which you are. All in all, employees will buy back your time. The one thing we have in life that is limited, it's not money, it's not resources, it's time. We're never getting time back. Hiring people to buy yourself time will make your life better, make you more money, and allow you to do the things you want to do. If you aren't motivated to get an employee as soon as possible, that's okay. I highly encourage you try, and if it doesn't work out, it's okay. I do understand that there is a routineness and an enjoyment to shipping and listing, but there's also enjoyment to traveling, going outside, doing things unrelated to work. I advocate for hiring employees because it gives me more time to do what I love with who I love when I want. See you next week. Peace.